So the first cosplay convention, the first anime convention I ever went to was in Calgary, actually, because I used to live in Calgary in Alberta. And this one I was, it was definitely interesting because it wasn't like an extreme big convention like a lot of the ones I've heard. Like there's been massive ones in the States or in other countries, but this one was a decent size. And they it was very it was lots of fun. And I also what they did was they had different venues and events happening on different days. And I also enjoyed how they had artists that they invited over to the convention. When I went to the Calgary convention, it was actually pretty exciting because I got to be in the same room as the English actor for Victor from Yuri on Ice. I didn't get close to him, but there was a venue event with him where we got to ask him questions and talk to him a little bit. So it was just nice because we don't meet the Japanese actors as often, but there's a chance when we meet the English actors, it's exciting to talk to them about their experience playing the character. And I think that it's also exciting. It must be exciting for them to see people cosplaying that character that they play. There was so much variation of characters. Like it was endless of how many different cosplays there were. And some of the shows, I mean, I haven't even seen, but there's been people that have been so creative and gone beyond in making cosplays, like just making their costumes and props and stuff like that. And I know for like certain conventions, they do have just some policies where like unfortunately if you have a prop that is a little bit too risky or something, you can't really bring that in, just depending if what it's made out of. Because usually props are supposed to, like, if they're made in a safe way, like they have styrofoam, or if they have it's made out of plastic or something, it should be fine. But I haven't really seen that many like policies where they can't bring props in. But it's just nice to get together and meet other people and network and stuff like that. So that was the other thing that I was really enjoying at the Calgary convention, is I got to meet other people and network and take pictures with other people, and just to even ask them, what their favorite anime is and what makes them happy cosplaying. And it's definitely really exciting to go to things like that. And I don't know when the next one will be, but I'm hoping that eventually soon we can do something like that again.
Totally. It feels much longer than it has actually been since any of us has gone to a convention, and it's frustrating, but it is what it is. I've interviewed some people on my channel who have already started going to like 50% capacity cons in the States, and just hearing about it makes me pretty jealous, but yeah, our time will come soon enough.
Yeah, it honestly makes me yeah, because I have friends that are cosplayers, and but they live in the States, and there's been conventions happening, and I'm just like dying to just go over there when the border opens and go to a convention there. And the last one that I ever went to was in 2019. It was the Vancouver convention that I went to, and that one was, I feel like that one wasn't as, there wasn't too many events happening, but it still was, there was quite a few people there, and there was also still a lot of there was a lot of cosplayers. And it's also really nice when I go to conventions and people want to take pictures with me or something, or they just smile when I walk by or something, and they enjoy what they see. And I think that's the other thing that I just enjoy, like whenever I go and cosplay out in public, is just putting a smile on someone's face and making their day even better.
That's something about cosplay that I also really like, and it's something that hasn't always existed with cosplay. There was a period of time where if you were a cosplayer and you were even going from just like your cab to the convention front, people would be looking at you like, why is that person dressed up like Spider-Man? Or why is that person dressed up like some
Yeah.
strange anime character with a pink wig? But now, like over the last handful of years, that draws so much positive attention. For the person to do that, it shows that they have a lot of confidence in themselves, especially when the cosplay looks good. And people really love to see that. Like nowadays, people are so much more accepting of not just like comic book nerd culture, but whatever someone's fandom is, whatever their hobby is. And that's also like, even though I don't have cons, like just scrolling through people's IG pages, coming across your cosplay, it does put a
Yeah.
smile to my face. And that's something that's really great about cosplay. Even if you don't do it, you can still enjoy it and you can still see the happiness it brings for the person that is doing it.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's just I've noticed it's grown so much, and I think that it's really good that it's starting to put more positivity. And before, not a lot of people thought it was something that was unique, and I think that people weren't used to seeing something that was incredible, like just so completely different. And because normally, like other that people that don't cosplay don't dress fully like that, and now and before they just weren't used to seeing it, or they just they see someone dressed like that, and they're like, that's really different, or they just felt uncomfortable. And but now it's growing so fast that it just seems that people are starting to embrace it a little bit more, which is really good.
It is. And I think we owe a little bit of that to all of those superhero movies that have been coming out. I'm
Yeah,
grateful.
I'm grateful too. I'm so it's so awesome that we can be inspired by so much, um just the Marvels, and um the animes, and just all these things that we look into, and are inspired by. It's incredible. So I have no regrets.